and then Shoonya. So I recently attended the Shoonya Intensive Program in Melbourne, and I wanted to share my experience. So, firstly, how it came about, I had been looking to do an advanced program ever since it became more available for us here in Australia. So, for one reason or another, mostly financially, I wasn't able to get it, to do it. I missed out on Bhava Spandana and Guru Puja, which was so close to me. So, when this one came about, I was ready. And so I applied, I got in, and got ready. This was I'm in Queensland. So I decided to fly down. And so I have to talk about getting there. But before I do that, there's preparations. So we were given some things to do in order to help us be more ready for the program. Pretty simple things. If you qualify for Shunya, you've already done Shambhavi Mahamudra. So some aspects of that we had to do every day to prepare, 2 to 3 times a day, 1 to 3 times a day, let me say, as time allows. So, did it make a difference? Definitely. If you did it, you would have got it a bit more easily. If you didn't do it, it's a little bit more torturous. So, I did not do much of it. So, it was a bit like that for me. Then, getting there, so I got a flight from Brisbane to Melbourne. Return. The way the prices were, I took a cheaper flight, and that meant I got into Melbourne around midnight, just after midnight. And, you know, not very prepared. So, I had to figure it out like as soon as I was on the way. At the airport in Brisbane, I saw that it was quite a way to get there, to the venue. Lyabad Park, 510 Binak Road. So, yeah, it was looking on Google Maps. you know, the Uber or Didi or whatever was going to cost about more than $200 Australian. So I was thinking about alternatives. I don't want to spend that much money. Figure out easier ways because I figured being not far from Melbourne, they should be able to catch some public transport here there. So I looked at it. The idea came to me to look for the nearest train station. So it was like to get there, the recommendation was like five changes of buses to train, train to bus kind of thing. Nearly 4 hours. It was recommended on Google Maps. So I was like, no, there's gotta be an easier way. And I looked for some big stations not far from there, and I found one, Pakenham. So Pakenham was about 35 minutes, 36 minutes to the venue. The Uber was around $60, $70. So I thought if I catch a train to Pakenham, then, you know, I catch a Uber or whatever to the venue. Getting to Melbourne, I'm thinking maybe I'll spend a bit of time, maybe sleep at the airport or whatever. But no, there was an opportunity to catch the bus, the Southern Cross Transit Center or whatever. So Southern Cross bus station, something. So I caught the bus, $23, something like that. Just around, yeah, I was there by 1 o'clock, let's say, at the bus station. So there's buses, terminal buses from the airport to the Southern Cross station. Double decker, such an experience, you know? Got to sit at the top and see a bit of the city in the dark, which was not much, but still kind of the same. You just get the same feel like any other city, really. So that was my experience. Then I got to that place. Then I'm running around. I had to get a key card or whatever, key pass. So wandering around the station, meeting all these different people on a night out, being a Saturday night. People are coming from whatever event or celebrations, you know, clubbing and all that. So, in different states, people were like that. Security was there, police were patrolling. So, got some help, managed to get a key pass, put some deposit on it, waited for the bus. 2 a.m. The bus was going to get on the bus. It ended up being I don't need to pay for it. It was a free service. So took the free service to Pakenham. So got there. Then going around there, station was closed. I'm thinking sleep here, go to the venue in the morning, 6 in the morning or 5:30, whatever, when people are more awake. But I thought, nah, why not? Let me go now. So I went straight away. Got there 4 in the morning. So it's in the bushes, near full moon night, not far from full moon night. So the driver felt some type of way, maybe. It was a bit out of the way, but still quite patient. He took me, left me outside the gate. I walked in, dining hall, what it looked like a dining hall. It ended up being the dining hall. Nobody around, a couple of people walking around. So I talked to somebody and volunteer. They helped me to the volunteer quarters where I got like maybe 2 hours of sleep. Then I was up, did my practices, then getting ready for registration. So it happened. I was assigned to a room with four other people. The crew. E. Uh, Cabin E. 2. That was where we got to stay. And Arturo. So, yeah, some wonderful guys. Uh, they're very different people, but accomplished in their own way and a wonderful energy. We managed everything S- like that. It went air conditioning, having showers, doing practices, getting ready, all of that. It's just worked out so well. The accommodation I'm talking about. So you gave any food, you had to check it in, belongings or valuables, let me say, checking it in. You know, we were prepared. We bring some sports shoes, sneakers, and jumper, something to keep you warm. Melbourne is like that, so rain jacket also recommended. So after that, time for some food. Then the program started. The food, so well organized, so tasty, in a way that unless you've attended some Isha events, you will really not know, even if I explain it. It's just everything as is needed. If you're doing a program, you eat the type of food like that, settles so easily. It goes down so easily. It just blends in together so easily. You have some fruit, some vegetables, some soup, and some, yeah, mix of a certain kind. Some sweets every now and then, but wonderful food. And you can get some seconds like that, you know, do an invocation before food, practicing some quietness before food or during food. That type of experience. The volunteers, just so wonderful. At first, no shoes. Then later, we could go in with shoes. And this is the dining room I'm talking about. Then the program, the way it was, they had put in some fans, cushions were there, you know, different setups as needed for each session. Every detail well taken care of. So, from my understanding, it's not the first time they've done an event there. That's Isha Foundation. So, it has been taken care of in such a way. The flowers, the detail of the flowers, fresh flowers, just so much detail. And the volunteers putting in such long hours. We put in some long hours, but they put in even more. They are awake before us and they go to sleep after us. So our days, some days was running from 6 a.m. The program starts for the day, finishes around 11 p.m., 10 p.m. So going like that. But just, you know, it touches you in so many ways. So, about my experience of the program, I have to say, at the end of the program, you know, we gave testimonials. People talked about their experience, and it got really emotional, especially for me. You know, I stood up to share, got the microphone, and I could not get all my words out. It was like that. The third time I've cried. You know, let me say the last 5 years. Yeah, but this time, tears of being overwhelmed. Uh, Not in a, let me say, bad way, but in a good way, in a beautiful way, in a wonderful way. Out of the immensity of that opportunity or atmosphere, that was just broke me down, in so many ways. Pushed me, yeah, to certain levels. And that's why, after doing all that, going through that torture, wonderful torture, I have to keep my practices on, and I'm keeping my practices on. The Hatha Yoga, not so much, but definitely my mandala is going well. So, 1 week has been. So, since the days were running so long, there was a bit of some frustration. People had their flights booked at 9 p.m. The program is to finish at 6 p.m. So, there's some concerns. But by 5:30 we were finished. I got a lift from one of the crew of cabin E2, a man deep, wonderful, and yes, met some wonderful people there. So Devi, Sky, Priya, wonderful people, and some people that I already knew, So that kind of community is just everybody. It's in such a way that you can't help but just when you're about to leave, when I was about to leave, I just felt like I was living such a cocoon of energy, you know, and yeah, that kind of support was there, like energetically speaking, that you feel like you're losing something when you leave. So we left I got dropped off at the airport and coming to Brisbane. I got to the airport by 7 o'clock, just after 7. So quick. 1.5 hours, something like that. Hardly any traffic on a Wednesday evening. So the sun stays up so late. It rained a little bit. It was a little bit cool sometimes. But nothing too extreme. Yeah, the flies were also an experience. But how do I feel about the program? It's overwhelming. It can be overwhelming. I mean, the emptiness is all encompassing. So get to experience that. It's beyond something that you can really put in words. So you have to experience it. It's my wish that you get to experience it in whatever way you can. But definitely the way that Sadhguru has done it, has put it, has designed it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got no words. Yeah, it's just such an experience. Yeah, okay. Well, back home. And yeah, let me know if there's something else that you want me to talk about with the program. Obviously, it's much better. Everybody has their own experiences in their own way. But yeah, the atmosphere was definitely crackling, crackling with energy. 4 days phew, went just like that. I mean, so you're there. Sunday, I was there. By Monday, it's already like, wow. Yeah, then already finished. So 4 days without a phone and whatever else. But you don't get time to miss it. It's only once that I thought about my phone. Like, is it in my pocket or something? That was it. The rest of the time, just so overwhelmed that it doesn't even come into mind what might be going on, you know. That's my experience. Shambo. Sh- Well, actually, something that I didn't talk about was the cost. So the program was about $750. But if you think about it, it's really nothing. Like how much you pay for other things. Somebody will go on a 4 day holiday, and the hotels by themselves will be like $700 in Melbourne. And especially at this time of the year, nearly Christmas time. And then the food also for 4 days, if you think about how much people will spend. Then, you know, there's other things like the experiences that you will have if you have to pay for that. How much is it worth to you? For me, it's a bargain. That price is such a bargain when you look at it. So then there's the other costs, which you would normally still pay. The transport, I talked about it a little bit. So flights, then getting to and from the venue, from the airport, you know. The way back, I didn't pay because I had you know, my Anna. My Anna gave me a lift, so, you know, like that. So to me, it was well worth it. It was really the kind of thing where I was thinking whether I want to get Davy Goody or go for the program. So I decided to go for the program. I made it like that. But in a heartbeat, I will do it again. It's such an obsession with people where they pay for programs in whatever way to earn a living. But to take care of this life, it becomes such an issue for people to pay what is needed to bring that commitment in whichever way. So the opportunity itself, priceless, really. So cliche, but really. All right.